Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, this will be the second contender of the thesis defense here, and then we have Muhamad, Riki, Surya, Hadi, Prasetya from class of 2017. Yes, from class of 2017, and then your thesis title here is EFL Student Perspective in Listening Comprehension through Movie with English Subtitle, and your thesis advisor is Miss Lydia Tuliza. Before we are going to start this thesis defense, let's recite Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's hope you can answer all of the questions and then give a clear, comprehensive kind of answer to all of the questions that I'm gonna ask. And then I'll give you around 10 minutes only, to deliver your explanations, starting with the first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth chapter of your thesis. Okay, time is yours, Riki, and best of luck. Come on.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Riki Surya Adi Prasetya, and today I'm going to give you a presentation about my thesis. But first of all, I want to thank Mr. Sofian for making time today. Thank you very much. So without further ado, let's begin from slide 1. Background of the problem and focus of the problem. As you know, English is the most important language in the world. Most of people on earth using English to communicate with one another. Because we're living in globalization era, we have easiest way to get information outside our country just by single click from our phone, from our laptop, and tap and everything. So that's why English is very important nowadays, because language is information. But as you know, in learning the language, there are 4 basic skills. The first one is speaking, the second is listening, the third is reading, and the last is writing. But it come to my attention that our teacher in Indonesia, they don't teach practice our student enough listening skill. That's why I want to bringing us this topic as my thesis by using movie media as a practice tool based on my personal experience, because I love watching movies, and that's where I learn the language. And one day I just changed the subtitle from Indonesian to English, and suddenly it developed my listening skill without I'm even noticing it. So that's what makes me eager to start this thesis. So like where stated that practice student listening skill activities can help many aspects of student English, including reading, writing, speaking, their vocabulary, their motivation, and their language awareness. So I think this method could be suitable for EFL students to practice their listening skills. So focus of this thesis problem is I want to know if this method is able to develop their listening skill and their perspective of this method. And the second is I want to know the effectiveness of this method media as a practice tool. And then the third one is I want to know if this method can increase their interest in learning the language, and how student perception if this method being applied by teacher in the classroom. Okay, let's move to slide 2. Thank you, Mr. The theory. Kim 2015 stated that through development of listening in foreign language, it is aimed to help students to distinguish the sound of genuine context and real situation in the relevant language, to recognize the semantic changes caused by emphasis, stresses, and intonation in the context, and to become skillful in order to understand the content of speech completely and correctly. So from this data that we know that learning with movies, we are not only practice students about the listening skill, but we also introduce them, and we give them knowledge about the intonation of every sentence that people are saying. Because if we are happy, when we're upset, and when we're angry, we are giving a different intonation to people. So with this media, I think we can help students to understand better this problem. And then also, and Kali Elizabeth 2012 also stated, in various literature, it is found that listening skills are sometimes ignored, whereas listening is one of the skills that has a very important role. This is what I was telling you about, that our teacher is not practicing student listening enough. That's why I picked this thesis, and with the help of movie with English subtitle. Like Sober 2013 stated that movie always record the reality that developed and expanded in society, then project it into a screen. So with the help of movie that always develop every year, student can learning new idiom, new slang, so that they are not left behind. So they will understand what people are saying when they are using idioms. So it would really help them a lot. And then we can move to slide 3, please, sir. Okay, thank you. The time and place, I'm doing this session in 2021 in Ujung Unai Street, number RT7, RW11, number 29, Tangerang Selatan. And method of the study, I'm using a qualitative method. In order to intend to understand the phenomena experienced by the subject, such as their behavior, their perception, their motivation, action, etc., and in the form of the case study. And the subject of this thesis is a volunteer from college student with different background at the age of 20 or above. The reason why I pick this college student between 20 and above is that I think that they have more vocabulary, and their vocabulary that they already know, it can help them to support this movie media with English subtitle. And the technique for collecting the data is I'm using observation. First, I'm observe their behavior during the research, and then the interview, I'm interviewing them about how they feel of this particular media, because I want them to share what they feel instead of doing some kind of test. And then the last is documentation. For analyzing the data, I'm using the data reduction is the process of selecting the focusing and simplifying the data that I already get. And then the data display is displaying in the form of a description using narrative text. And the last is conclusion. And we can move to slide 4, please, sir. Thank you very much. So the result is the observation first. So from the research that I did from the observation, that there are 3 points that I get. The first is student mental state, the movie duration, and ideal place. Well, why is this a student mental state? Because when we are going to use this media as teaching as practice tool, we need to know their mental state first. Are they in the mood for this? Are they in the right mind to start this media? Because if not, and then it will be such a waste, and it will be a shame if we are wasting time if they are not focused. So this mental student state is help them to focus, and it's really important thing. And then the movie duration, if the movie gets too longer duration, they are feeling bored and start to lose focus, because English is not their first language, and because they didn't understand the language fully understand, and then the movie is in English and the duration is taking too long, they start to lose focus. So it's best for teacher to choose the right movie with shorter durations, so student can still focus on the language and also learn something from the media. And the ideal place, during the observation, it's come to my attention that the ideal place is very important for this media, because if there are a lot of noises in the background, it will break the focus of the students. So it will be better if we using this media in the quiet place, or maybe we can using a headset or something that can help them focus, and that's. And for the result of the interview, students stated that they are feel excited to try this new method, but they are a little bit afraid because uh, they're afraid that they're not gonna understand the whole movie. But turns out they are understand, even though they are not understand completely. But from they stated that the movie scene and the character, it helps them. It helps them to comprehend about the English subtitle. So they are taking the point of based on the vocabulary that they already knew, and they are make conclusion from that vocabulary and the scene on the movie, and they make conclusion of what the situation is about. And then and then another result is they also feel that this method is really fun, and they think that it will be perfect if this method being applied by a teacher in the classroom, because as you know, we are we English speaker in Indonesia, they have difficulty to practice because most of Indonesian are speaking Indonesian, they're not speaking English, so we are having a hard time to practice. So movie, it could be a perfect way for them to practice their listening skill, also to add some vocabulary and another skill. And also most of students are able to retelling the story, the movie plot, the character, and the scene they like. Even they are still misfire, but they still get the point of the movie, which is they are capable of understand what the movie is all about, even in the English subtitle. And also, students feel several benefits from this method, and the benefits are uh, excuse me, sir. The first, they can learning new vocabulary. They feel that this method can help them to help them with new vocabulary that they don't know about, and then learning new idiom, because as you know, language is always developed within in every age. So movie, it would be a perfect way to learning new idiom, because the movie always develop according to year and the situation of the world. And they it also help them to practice their pronunciation, because what the character are saying in the movie, it being project in the English subtitle, so they know how to pronounce it correctly. So it helped them to practice pronunciation. And the fourth is movie visualization during conversation scene help students to practice. Like I told you that the movie scene is help them to understand the English subtitle better because of the scene, so they know what actually going on in the movie. And the fifth is learning from the movie is entertaining. They stated that learning from movie is fun and it's not bored, and they like it. Yeah, that's the result that I get, and we can move to next slide, please, Mister. Thank you very much. This is the conclusion. Based on the result of the research, data analysis, and discussion, it is concluded that this method will work perfectly for students because it's fun and is not bored. And, you know, if teachers are picking the right movie based on their level of understanding and age and the genre, this media will help them a lot. But teacher need to aware that they need to choose the right movie according to their age, because we can show them 17 plus movie for underage kids. That's impossible. So it is important for them to know the age rating and the genre according to their age. And yeah, students are quite happy with this method. And at first they didn't expect that they would understand what the movie is about, but turns out they understand, they did understand, and it excites them. It makes them feel like that, oh yeah, this is a good method, maybe I can use this as a practice tool. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I gave you 10 minutes. Is that already 10 minutes yet or no?
Isn't no, I don't look at the time. I
Okay,
don't have a
thank
check.
you.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay, okay, let's count that as 10 minutes then. Riki, Surya, Adi, Prasetya. Wow, you got a long, long name, yeah?
yes, blame my parents
Yeah.
for that.
Okay. Let's start with your title. From your title here, you see EFL student perspective in listening comprehension through movie with English subtitle. Yeah. So based on your title, there are several assumptions here. There will be several hypotheses for those that read your title. Since it is about student perspective, and then also it is about listening comprehensions, and then last one, it is about movie with English subtitle. How that you can connect, how that you can link, starting with student perspective, listening comprehension, with the last one, movie with English subtitle. Come on, that will be your
Yes,
first
at
questions.
first, the first is movie media is a movie is a media for them to practice their listening skill. As I told you about that, our teacher is not teaching enough practice listening skill for our student in Indonesia. That's why instead of doing some kind of test, which is I found a lot in another research, and I want to do something different. That's why I want to know their perspective if this method would work for them as practice media for EFL student for practice tool.
Okay, you are not connecting all the three terms. Next questions.
Okay.
The use of movie with English subtitle is the not new thing. So what is it? New kind of perspective. So what is it? New kind of innovations, new things that you would like to deliver based on your research here. Yeah, because one thing that you have to consider, that you have to be aware of, one typical of a good research, it should be based on innovation build. Yeah, and then it should be based on new kind of paradigm related to listening, related also the use of movie, and then related also with the use of subtitle. Because when we read this one, there are no new common term that we can see. No distinction with the previous kind of research, the previous study, there are 1,000, there are 100,000. The research, the previous research that also doing the same. They have the same kind of, okay, this is listening, it is about movie, and then also it is about in the subtitle. Come on, Ricky.
Yeah, there's a lot of research that I saw on the internet from other campus, but I didn't see any single one in our campus. So I think it would be a good start to, if there are students, English students, especially who wants to do this kind of topic. And yeah, I just realized I want make them to I realize that a movie is not only for entertainment, but it also could be fun in learning as a learning media. Maybe if I made this thesis and I put it in our library, that perhaps someday that another student would read it as their recommendation, they would realize
Okay,
as
sorry, Ricky, cut it
yes.
out. I want you to come with some unique, identical, original thing that you can compare your research with the previous one. So which one?
Yeah,
Yeah, the most different thing. Come on.
yes, the different things is I'm using interview and not a lot of another research is doing the interview. Usually they are just testing the students and they're doing some kind of test, but they don't know how they really feel because they are just doing some kind of test. What this student feels about this method really, and what the benefits for them. What I want them to share it with me. That's what made my thesis is different from the others because I'm not doing some kind of test. I want them to share their feeling about this particular method, and then I put it in my thesis.
Again, that's not an innovation because plenty of research also did the same. Yeah, but I want you to answer here the difference between your research with the previous research, the same kind of skill, the same kind of movie with English subtitle, the same kind of topic on student perspective. You will come. I have my own finding that consists of different kind of setting. Okay, can you get it? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I do not get what you're saying.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so the most different thing between your research and then the previous research that already conducted the research about listening and then also the student perspective and then movie with English subtitle, you can mention it is about the settings. Can you see the point? Setting of the research, how did you build the research? So that will be the difference between your research and then with the previous one. Okay? Okay, now let's go with the second slide of yours here.
Okay.
Background of the problems and focus of the problem. Based on this one, I would like to give you a chance to identify the distinctions between background of the study and then background of the problem, focus of the problem, and focus of the study. Come on, try to explain the term, please.
What, mister? I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, you are using background of the problem, focus of the problem here. And then in our thesis guidance book, we are using background of the study, focus of the study. Okay, well, would you mind please try to distinguish between the two terms? Is it similar or it's different? Background of the problem, background of the study, focus of the problem, and then focus of the study. Come on.
Oh, it's focus of the study, not the problem. It's my mistake.
Okay, so it is not the background of the problem. So this one here is a research that you conducted. Yeah.
Okay.
And then your second chapter consists of bunch of theory here. First opinion, first expert here you're mentioning Kim. Second one, Khalil Elizabeth. And then third one is Sobur. Yeah. So from the three experts that you quote here, I want you to please try to build a concept of the theory that support your research here, please. Try to make the, okay, come on.
Okay, start from the Khalil Elizabeth. This person is stated that listening skill are sometimes ignored because teacher are tend to focus to grammar. So this is my mind problem. Why teacher are ignoring listening skill? And then I moved to Kim's statement that stated that listening in foreign language is help students to to distinguish sound and general context and real situation in the relevant language. So it makes me wonder what kind of kind of real situation that Kim are stated, and I think, oh, maybe we can like a real life situation, but it's not. I mean, it's not possible in Indonesia to have a real life experience using English language. So why we're not using a movie as a media to practice? That's why I'm using Sabor 2013 as a statement. That's all, Mister.
Okay, thank you. Now let's go with your third. Time and place, method of the study, subject of the study, technique for collecting the data, and then technique of analyzing the data. When we try to go back with your title, since it is about student perspective, listening, and then use of movie with subtitle, I want you to please try to explain the term that you mentioned as your method of the study. Starting, how did you gather the data? Yeah, and then the finding of the data that you got, and then after you already collect it, yeah, collect the data, how did you analyze the finding of the data, and then after that one, how did you interpret the data with your method of the study? Come on, Riki.
You mean you want me to tell you the process from
Yeah.
beginning to the
Okay,
end?
come on. Yep.
Okay, first of all, I asked some college student to be a volunteer in my research, and I tell them about my research about movie with English subtitle. At first, I asked them to record a video, but they are refusing it because you know it's it privacy thing. So I change it. What if I record you just your sound, and then they're agreed. They all agree, and then yeah, I asked them 11 of them, not at once, but like two people, three people, ask them to come to my house, and then we start to watching movie with English subtitle. And at first, I give them a little insight about this skill and how this.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. The total amount of the students that you asked to record the sound here is consists of 11 students.
Yes, 11 students,
And
because
then, wait a second, and then you record all of their, let's
sound.
say, yeah, you record all of their sound here. It is not one time. So 11 students, you already played the movie that you use for the student here 11 times then, or how is it?
Not 11 times. I'm not asking them one by one, but like today I asked two of them, and then tomorrow at 3, and then another day is 4, like that. Not all
Okay,
at once.
explain it how. Come on. Okay, the first
Yeah,
meeting,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
let's consider
first
that as the meeting. Come on.
I asked them to come to my house, and I
Yep.
give them a little insight about this skill and how
All of the
everything-
students at the first meeting, all of the students, or it is only half of them, only 3 of them?
No, all of the student, I give them a little knowledge and insight about this listening skill. First, I give them a heads up so they know what they're doing.
On your documentation,
I
wait a
ask-
second,
yes.
Riki, on your documentation, you gotta prove that you have the documentation, the picture or the video where you
Yes.
give them the insight, yeah, consists of 11 students. That will be the first. Proceed, come on. Next.
What you want, like record proof and picture?
Yeah, the documentation.
Can I
told you. Not now,
okay.
not now. Just proceed after that one. What is it that you conduct for them?
Oh,
Second
I'm taking
meeting?
picture, and then during the interview, I record the interview so I can listen in over and over again about the perspective of this method. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I'm taking one video, but it's the duration is 1 hours in the half, and my memory can take it, so I only took one video. I think it could work as a proof because I have bunch of recording interview record in as a backup.
Okay, then next one, second meeting, third meeting. How many meetings that you conducted?
Yes. Let's see. I remember it's 4th. Yeah,
wait a
it's 4.
second. Wait a second. Why did you mention?
No.
You're gonna remember this. Your research. Come
yes,
on.
I remember 4. It's 4 meeting. 4 meeting with different people, not one people regularly.
Yeah,
Coming for
that's
time.
what
Yeah.
we're doing, Riki. Your first meeting, you invited all of the students. You give them insight.
Oh, you get me.
Yeah,
okay,
come
you
on.
get me wrong. No. Just I asked this person to come once and watch the movie and interviewing them, and that's done. And then I'm doing with another person, another people the other day, like that. Not regularly. No, not like that. Just once.
Okay, so you are not making a scientific work then. I guess you're mentioning for meeting, first meeting, you give them the insight of what you're gonna do. And then second meeting, you gonna ask them to watch the video with the subtitle. Third meeting, asking their perspective on it. And then fourth meeting, getting the evaluation, getting the feedback from that one. No?
No, not like that. I just okay, hear me out, okay?
Come on.
The first one, I asked them to to watch the movies, and I interviewing them, and then it's taking a week, and another week, the next week, I'm start to gathering the information that I already get, and I put it in the thesis.
Okay, one more time. You're doing a scientific work, I guess, yeah, because only inviting. Okay, now
Yeah, I
let's
just
proceed with your next one, the result,
okay.
observation, and interview. The results, so based on what you explained it earlier, so you got it only from interviewing, only from observing, and then only from inviting them to ask, to be asked, yeah, to get the question about their perspective. So since this will be a qualitative kind of research, one typical character of a qualitative research is a clear, a detailed kind of explanation. Yeah, starting with how did he conduct the observations, what kind of the preparations, yeah, what kind of checklist that he created, what kind of the guidance for the observations. Yeah, and then also with the interview, you have to also prepare what kind of the questions for the interview. And then this type of interview here, it is an open structured interview or a closed kind of interview. So you get to prove that one. Do you have the question for that? Do you have a checklist for the observations? Yeah. So you have to provide that one. That's what we
Oh
call
yeah,
a
okay.
scientific work. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then okay, now let's go with your conclusions. Dan, for your conclusions here, look at this one. Based on the result of this research, data analysis and then discussions, it is concluded that this method will work perfectly well if teachers are picking the right movie based on their level of understanding, the genre, the duration, and their age. Students are quite happy with this method, and they stated that this is an exciting experience and they didn't expect that. They're going to understand the language, but they did. Okay, your conclusions, it should be about student perspective. When you
Yeah.
try to read your conclusion here, you're mentioning this method will work perfectly well. It seems
Mhm.
like you are implementing a method for the students. For the
Mhm.
conclusion here, it should be okay, based on this research, student perspective about the use of, what is it, movie with the subtitle, help
English
them,
subtitle, yes.
yeah,
Okay.
will
Okay.
help them in mastering a language.
Okay.
Okay, I hope you can
Okay.
see the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that will be the last question for you for your PowerPoint presentations. And then now let's go with your competencies.
What?
Let's go with your competencies. Now we're going to
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
discuss your competencies, starting with the first chapter. Okay, wait a second. Let me open it first. Okay, can you see it?
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, let make it bigger first. Okay, starting with this one. EFL student perspective in listening comprehension through movie with English subtitle. Yeah, one thing that you really have to consider here, Riki, Surya, since it is a qualitative kind of research, so you are not implementing a method. You are not implementing media on it. Yeah, since your focus here is about the student perspective. Student perspective happen based on the student experience. You can understand that. Okay, and then Now let's have a look at your abstract. Look at this one. When you try to make an abstract, Riki, abstract it should be short, clear, and simple. Not a long kind of abstract like this one. An
Okay.
abstract here consists of the aim or the purpose of the study, method, how did you collect the data, and then finding, conclusion. That's all. Maybe it should be only 200 words. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay.
Okay.
The purpose of this study was to determine student perspective and understanding of the film method. We think it. Okay, look at this one. Your title, you're focusing on student perspective, but while making the abstract, you're mentioning understanding of the film method. We think this subtitle. So there's two different terms. Yeah. If you are gonna focus only on student perspective, so you're gonna focus on student perspective, not the other one with understanding of the film method within the studies. Revise
Okay.
that one, and then the subject of this research are EFL students. Be specific. That's why I'm asking you here. If you're mentioning EFL students, which one from the student that you're going to focus on? It is a senior high school students, junior high school student, and then how many of them? Yeah. And
Okay.
the next one in collecting the data, the writer. Okay, look at this one also, inconsistency that you got. First, you're using the author, yeah, and then this one you're using the writer, and the next one maybe you're gonna use the researcher. I have no idea how that you can switch all the term here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's my bad. Yeah.
Okay, now next one, the author conducted the research. Okay, after using writer, here you're using author. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then okay. The result obtained, the student did not understand the intent. Okay, look at this one, your result. Yeah. So the result here, Riki, it should be student, yeah. What is it? Their perspective on the use of movie with subtitle. You gotta put the student perspective here. So you're not, the student did not intend to understand the intent of the film that was shown. What is it? No, not relevant at all with your title.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay,
Okay, I
sir.
hope you can see my
Yep.
point. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, okay, I guess that's enough. That will be for your subtitle. For your abstract, we have to revise that one. Yeah. And then look at this one.
What is that?
Our agreement, you gotta use all, yeah, you gotta use all reprints starting with 2010 above.
Oh,
You're
yeah. Okay.
mentioning 2007, so that will
No.
be an outdated kind of
Okay.
reference. Now let's have a look at your background of the study on your first chapter. Your first chapter. Okay, do you have thesis guided books, Riki?
Yeah, I
This
have it,
one?
but in my old phone. Yeah, I have it.
Okay. So the first here, the first point is only background. So what is it? Background? Huh? What is it? What kind of background is this? Yeah. Try to
The background of
revise
the
it.
study. Yes.
Yeah. That will
Yeah.
be based on the thesis guidance book that we got.
Okay.
Okay, and now let's have a look. Let's have a look at your sentence. The first paragraph, you're mentioning. Look at this one. It is not how
Okay.
that we quote. That's not how we try to use the quotation. So this will be the way. Yeah, 2011, and then you have to put the page every single
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it bold here. This will be your guidance, yeah, in making all the reference that you use. Look at this one. This no, yeah, that's a random one. And the next. Okay, it seems like you're missing. What is it that you missed from your first chapter, your background of the study, Riki? You're from Islamic University, consists of Al-Islam and Muhammadiyah. So what is it that you have to put on your background of this study?
I don't know. I don't know, sir.
Okay, you gotta put from Al-Quran or it is from Hadith. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Why you're not putting it?
No, I remember it just now because I'm so panicked.
Okay, and then next one. Now let's have a look at the focus of the problems. Yeah. Okay, what is it? Point
Huh?
A here it is background, and then we got another A here
Oh
it
yeah,
is focus of the
focus of the
problem.
study. Yes.
Okay, basic background. I really want you to please try to
Okay.
borrow
Yeah.
this book from your friend and then try to make it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Limitation of the problem. Limitation of the problem. Here you gotta explain. You gotta make a sentence that really limit your research. It's mean you gotta mention all those students. If they're from senior high level, so it is from senior high level students. If it is from junior high level students, so you're going to put the junior high school level students. That's what we call by limitation of the problem. And then look at the objective of the study. The objective of the study to what is it to descriptively present? What is it to descriptively? To describe, yeah. So it is not descriptively, yeah. To describe present the analysis of the using movie media. Okay, look at this one. You are mentioning it is about student perspective on your objective of the study. You're mentioning analysis of the using movie media within the subtitle as a tool of your student practice. Look at this one. It is relevant.
What?
Look at your objective of the study. So it is not relevant with your title, with your aim of
Okay.
this research. Yeah. So it is not
Yeah.
the analysis of the using of movie media within the subtitle, but your focus here is based on student perspective. Get it?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then next one, significance. Yeah. Okay, for the theoretically. Okay, look at this one. Why it is red? Look at this one, huh? And then a random bold on it. Yeah, I have no idea why that you put that way. Okay, that will be the revision for your first chapter, Riki. And now let's go with the second chapter, definition of listening. So all your reference, I guess, you are not using our Thesis guidance book. It seems
Okay.
like, yeah, it seems like you
Yeah.
have your own guidance. Look at this one.
I'll change it.
Okay. Yeah, you have to revise all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Listening comprehension. Okay. Okay, look at this one. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Majority,
Okay.
I guess all of your reprints.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, all of them, I guess. I'm not gonna
Yes.
have a look at all of it. Now let's try to check your theoretical framework. Okay, theoretical framework, it should be consist of a box on it, a drawing on it. Yeah, that mentioning how the students learn listening and then their perspective also about movie with subtitle. Yeah, so you have to make the illustration for your theoretical framework. Making an illustration for your theoretical framework. Yeah. And then third chapter. Okay, look at this one. The time that will be taken. Yeah. So you already completed this research. So it is not will be taken again. Yeah. This research already conducted. Yeah. And then when? It is not only during 2021. Yeah, you're gonna be more details. When? Starting with the month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then it is the same also. Your, I have no idea, but your your thesis guidance book, because we are not using this one. Yeah, you're using
Okay.
sign, blah blah blah. Yeah, and then you're putting
Yeah.
this one also. And then you're using subject of the study. Okay, we got technique for collecting the data, and then it is the same. Yeah, majority all of your reference.
Yeah, just all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Technique.
change it. Yeah.
Okay. Technique for analyzing the data. Okay. Okay. Finding and discussion, student mental states. Okay. The result of the observations. Before you're going to mention of the result of the observations, you gotta mention, you gotta explain the process of observations. What is it, the guidance that you make to observe the process?
Oh, yeah.
Riki? And then what is it, the checklist that you are going to observe? What is it, all the details, all the indicators that you are going to observe? It should be clear, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, result of the interview, it is also the same. What kind of interview? You're gonna mention it in detail. It is a deep structure interview, or it is a surface structure interview. It is an open interview, or it is a closed interview. If it is open, why it is open? If it is a closed answer kind of interview, what is it, the instrument that you use while making the interview?
Yeah.
Okay, and now let's have a look at the data analysis. So that was data finding. Wow, you got a long.
Yeah, there's 11 students there.
Okay. Okay, where are the data analysis? Okay, there we go.
Okay,
In
that's
the
it.
table above,
Yeah.
it says that there were students present more or less the plot of the movie. Okay. Okay, I guess you're gonna be more clear for your explanation, for your analysis, yeah, because it seems like you were focusing on analyzing the student understanding of the movie, yeah. So you have to be focused on their perspective of the use, yeah, of movie with subtitle, not focusing on explaining about their understanding of the movie. Two different terms, yeah. And then I have no idea why did you using discussions, yeah, since you have maybe different university campus thesis guidance book. That's not from us, yeah. Okay. Okay, I guess you're gonna work on extra revision for your first chapter, Riki. Majority, all of it, yeah. You have to do a total revisions. And then for the conclusion and suggestions, listening. Okay, look at this one. It is also the same with what you
Oh,
mentioned.
yeah, that's that's I
on your,
put in it.
okay, on your
Yeah.
PowerPoint presentation, you have to revise this one. It is not this method, but you gotta mention about the student perspective of the use of movie with subtitle. What is it? What did they feel? How did they acquire? How did they learn language with that? Suggestions for teachers, students, and researchers. Okay, look at this one. Okay, you're not working on, you have to buy the thesis guidance book. At least try to borrow it from your friends.
A,
Okay.
B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Alphabetical.
Yeah, it is not only that one, but the way that you make this is different. Not our thesis guidance book from our campus. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this, look at this one. So they're from senior high or junior high, or it is
No, it's
mixed?
college. All of them are college students.
Okay, it's college students. Okay. And then it is Atul, or who is it?
Yeah.
And then you ask Atul to watch the baby over there? Or what is it?
Yeah. That's Jojo Rabbit. It's a movie.
Okay. Okay, and then you have no interview guidance. You have no question, you have no type of the interview, and then you have no guidance in doing observation. You don't really put also all the indicator that you're going to observe. There are many things that you have to complete for your
Sir,
appendix. Yeah, what is it?
for the question is on the above in the chapter 3.
Yeah, that was the question that you gave for them, right, on chapter 3. But here you have to mention also, from the question here, it is referred to what kind of indicator, what type of the interview that you deliver for them. Yeah.
Oh, it's I put it in the 4th chapter, right?
Yeah, you have to put it also on appendix, and then also you are not mentioning, you are not writing the guidance of interview. So in doing the interview, it is not only asking them the questions, but we have what we call by a list of things that we are going to ask for the students or for the EFL learners, and then after that one, how that we are going to do the interview. Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it for you here. It is the guidance in interview, and then the guidance also in doing observations. What is it that you're going to observe? What element that you're going to observe from all process that you conducted? Yeah? So not only, okay, I'm going to observe you. So what is it? It should be clear. I'm observing, for example, here, the way that he focused on the movie, the way that he focused on acquiring new language. That what we call by the observations kind of guidance, an interview kind of guidance, and then the type of interview. There are many types of interview. Yeah, so which one did you use for this research?
Okay.
Okay, Riki.
Yes.
And I guess that will be the last page of your thesis defense. Yeah.
Mister.
And wait a second. And I'm gonna give you only a week to revise all of your revisions. A week. Yeah.
A week?
Yeah, a week only.
Mister, I'm
So
working
next week-
full-time job.
Yeah, you can work on it overtime. You can. I'm not sure that you're working 24 hours. Yeah, maybe you can work on your revision after working. That should be okay. A week, that will be your chance to revise all the revisions. So next week,
Okay.
yeah, next week you have to submit your revisions. It will be the
I'll
same.
try my best.
Yeah, that will be the same with Latifa. I gave her also the same, a week to revise her thesis. Yeah, and I guess that's all what we can do for this thesis defense. Riki, Surya, Prasetya, and this one, do not leave this meeting first because we're gonna talk. Yeah, and then let's close this thesis defense by reciting Hamdallah. Ya. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. And then the last, Wallahumma fiqhul hadil sabil rasad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.